In today's video, we're going to see how Autonomic Sauce Labs low-code automated web testing studio uses debug points in a test case. The debug point is a feature through which we can stop the test at a particular place, make the changes we want, and restart the test from the step where it stopped or we made the change. To see how this works, let's go to the test case page. There, we can open a test case by clicking the desired test case. We can select a debug point by hovering over any of the steps. For example, if you want to have a debug point on step 10, go to the left side of 10 to see a debug point button. Now click on it. Then we can go back and generate the test. Notice how the test generation occurred on every step and then paused at step 10, the place where we added the debug point. Click on the view screen icon and we can see the test generation stopped at the debug point, step 10, but it hasn't entered any details or executed the step, though it did identify the element. Now that the test is paused, let's make some changes on the previous step, step 9. Click on the pencil icon to update the step, then make the desired changes. So enter advanced no coder tester, save the changes. Now let's click on view screen icon for step 10 to see what was previously generated before we made the update. Notice in the previous step, AIQ SL tester. Close the window. Now add the debug point again at the same step, step 10, so that we can continue to debug on the current section of the test or even on multiple steps. Now click on the Continue Generation button. When we click on that button, the test generation will start on the step that was previously edited. It will make the necessary changes and it will continue generating the test case to the stopping or debug point, step 10. Let's click on the view screen icon for step 9 and notice the change details are here. Close this window. It's important to note that we can move back and forth debugging elements on the same generated page. We will not reach our debug point if we try to debug two different pages or we make an edit that moves the navigation away from reaching the point we're debugging. So we need to make sure that we're debugging elements on the same or current page. For example, if we want to move back and forth from the 9th to the 12th step, we can, since they are examining elements on the same current page. But if we set the debug point for step 10, generate the test, then edit step 9 to navigate to a different page, the debugging will not be able to be successful. The same will happen if we set our debug point here and then try to run the debug from a page that is different from our current page. This is step 8's page, and this is step 12, different pages. Now let's edit the information on step 8. Change it to forms, which is actually navigating to a different page. Save the update. And let's add a debug point. And then let's continue generation. Now the debug point starts at the last update and cannot reach step 12 because the navigation is not the same. In another video, we'll explain how to do this on the project level using Smart Retry, which when turned on will automatically add a debug point to a failed test step, allowing you to edit it and continue to execute the rest of the test. To learn more about debug points and other tips for advancing your low-code automation strategies, visit our Autonomic Sauce Labs YouTube page or reach out to us via our website.